You can buy pit bulls. You can have them running loose in the neighborhood. You can be encouraging the kids to do. Look, let me show you how to shoot dice. Or let me show you how to sell drugs. Or let me show you how to XYZ. It's up to you how you impact your community.
Yeah, Brandon's talking about selling drugs like it's the early 2090s.
Well, you know,
Now,
go ahead.
now, Brandon,
What?
now
Go
I'm
ahead.
supposed to say, let me show you how to steal some credit cards off the internet. Let me show you
Or
how
sell
to.
prescription drugs.
Nah,
Okay,
you
go
gotta
ahead.
be a
Wow.
doctor to do that, brother. Or let me show you how to run up in this store and grab a bunch of stuff
Items.
and run out.
Yeah. I
So,
got you.
but yeah, I can be doing that, but I choose not to. I
Yeah.
choose to follow, I guess, God.
Mhm.
All right, Brandon, what advice would you give to parents raising kids of color in America today?
I would tell them stay active in your kids' life because it may seem like they're having no issues at all, but sometimes your kids may not want to talk to you about certain things. So I make sure I ask her every day, "How was your day?" And she don't always tell me right away what happened. So
She
you got
don't?
to make sure. No, she don't. She'll tell me about the fun stuff or tell me about the things that she really wants to talk to me about. It may not be something that was traumatic. She may have forgotten about it. But towards the end of the night, that's when I'm not gonna say she gets emotional, but that's when other things start coming up in her mind. Today, when I ask her, like, so you sure nothing else happened today? So, well, today such and such did something that made me feel uncomfortable. So that's when I found out what she told me when I told you about. So
You see, Brandon got a good father to daughter relationship.
yeah.
Brandon understands, you know, I guess sometimes women be thinking a lot. Your daughter is a young woman, be
Right.
thinking a lot. And she
Yeah.
may not be upfront with it, but once you get more comfortable and
Yeah.
more trust. So how
Yeah.
did you build that trust, Brandon, with your daughter?
Just
Because I
always.
heard black man rejects all their kids in America,
Yeah.
and somehow the black community is re-saying the same thing too.
Yeah.
But how
And
do you
I
build
used to
that
believe,
relationship?
I'll tell you, but I used to believe that too because you go off of what you hear in the media. But the more people that, hey, they got a family, they're taking care of their family, they're doing the right thing, they're in their kids' life. So sometimes you got to stay off the internet and see what's really going on in your community with people that you know. But what I did was at a young age, I've always been there and I've always been like, look, if you need to tell me something, let me know. I'm going to have your back always. You may not like how I deal with certain things, but I'm here for you and we're going to get through it. We're going to work through it. And I also told her, thank you for telling me that because some kids don't tell their parents everything and then they end up unaliving themselves because they're tired of being bullied or they just feel like nobody is listening to them. So that's
Now,
really important.
now here's the thing, people. What Brandon, I go capitalize what Brandon said. Some kids don't tell their parents everything. Let's break
Yeah,
it down. Some people don't tell other people everything.
that's true.
The reason I think is that person may not be a safe place to
Yeah,
unload the information to. So it appears that Brandon established a safe place with his daughter,
yeah,
and when she's comfortable, she comes and talk to her.
yeah.
Hopefully, she'll come when she get older. She'll come talk to her about boys. That'd be the
Right.
best advice in the world.
And we do have those kind of conversations, and because I do want to know what she thinks. And like I say, she likes boys. We talk about that kind of stuff. I say you're way too young to want to like a boy or have those kind of feelings, even if you do like boys
What
and
you
you
mean? What
do
kind of feelings you talking about, Brandon? I don't
just. But that's what I'm saying. When you're that young, you see what's going on the internet. People doing whatever, but you like, dang, I want to have a friend. I don't necessarily want him to be my boyfriend, but I like this boy or this boy is cool to me and I want to hang out with him and be friends with him.
Now, Brandon, when I was 4 years old or 5, I was
Okay.
drawing pictures of big old titties in
Okay.
color books.
Okay.
Was I'm too young to be drawing those pictures?
You were, in my
Why?
opinion.
What?
I just think that is young. But like I say, when you're that young, you still know about that kind of stuff. So it's
It's,
not like it's hidden from you. It's something you know about. It may be innocent.
that's why I was drawing. That's why I
Right.
was drawing.
At the time, or did you ask your mom later when you were older, what were you going through and what were you thinking about, or did you
Man,
want a
I'm thinking
girl?
about them pretty girls, man. I used to steal
Okay.
my sister Barbie dolls to take them in my room, do some things to them.
There you
But
go. So that kind of stuff is in young people's minds, but you didn't go out acting on it, did you?
No,
Okay,
what you
well,
mean?
see,
You just grab it, man, Brandon. You don't be grabbing
but no, but
nobody.
that's what I'm saying. So sometimes then people do the same thing. When you like something, that doesn't mean you can go out and go pursue it. You know what I'm saying? So just like she may want a boyfriend, you don't need to actively go out and try to court a boyfriend or talk to a boyfriend because you're too young. Wait and be late. Worry about that stuff later on.
Damn, Brandon. So how old was you old enough in your opinion with your daughter,
Well,
Brandon?
it's funny. We was watching a movie last night, Dear Satan, and some I think it was in maybe middle school, and the boy tried to kiss the girl. She was like, "Oh no, that's they way too young. Aren't you supposed to be about 30 when you trying to get your first kiss?" I was like, "There you go, yep, just like that." But I was like, when you're in high school, you may be able to get a boyfriend or whatever, but you don't necessarily need to be kissing and doing all that kind of stuff because it's just gonna lead to other things. So
Now, what you go tell her? What do boys
go
like to do, Brandon? And up to
what
the
age?
age of
But what
30,
age? So when she asks now or when she's in,
middle school, high school, what do boys
I
like
think
to
it's gonna
do?
be too. It's gonna be too late then to sugarcoat. So I'm gonna have to let her know what's going on, just because the world's moving faster. So
What do boys like to do, Brandon?
they like to hunt you. They like to try to touch on you and feel, and so you got to be mindful of that kind of stuff. So if somebody does something that like that to you, they may tell you don't say anything, but you need to let somebody know,
Wait, hold
whether
on.
it's your
That's her boyfriend, Brandon.
no, you ain't got no boyfriend in middle school. You may have a boy that's a friend, but you ain't got a boyfriend. Not when you living here.
Oh, so everybody at school can have boyfriends,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but at the big red house,
Right. No, yeah, you sure can.
she can't have a boyfriend.
No. What so let me ask you this. What do you think you need a boyfriend for in sixth grade?
To talk,
It sounds
to
like you just need a
color.
friend. You sound like you need some friends. That's all.
No,
And that's
but
okay.
boys provide different experiences to females, Brandon.
That's
Would you
correct.
agree?
That I agree.
And
So
she
you
like
can
the
have a male
experience.
friend. You can have a male friend, but as far as a partner or somebody that you feel like you need to date, I think
Date? No, they don't want
what?
to date, bro. They want to hold hands and kiss. All right.
Okay. Is anything positive come with that? That just sounds like some trouble. Because let me ask you this: if you in middle school, you say, "Man, I want to date her. I want to date that girl." You holding hands, you kissing. Then maybe next month or next week, you like, "Shoot, I like that girl. I think I want to kiss that girl now." Now you broke up with my daughter. Now you're going for another girl. So now my daughter can't focus in class. She feeling sad, and all because of what? You wanted to have a boyfriend for a little while. It's not. It's just not worth it.
Okay, damn, that's a good aspiration, Brandon.
And
But it,
that what?
but it's very hard, Brandon.
To what?
Once you get in middle school,
It is.
to
It
not see
is.
this,
It is. It
huh?
is. It is very hard.
And
But guess what?
I was praying to God, let me see him. Let me touch him, let me see him, let me get him. See, Brandon know how that boys thinks.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I try to protect my daughter from that kind of stuff because it's fine with us because men or boys we're not as emotional. We may be emotional, but in a different way. We can be
That's
like,
not
"Yeah, I'm cool."
emotional, Brandon.
Because
Once
men are
that's
go
somebody left $500 on the ground, I
mm,
want to get a piece of it. That's
okay,
how it looks like to me. That's
okay.
$500.
But let me ask you this: what is it when like guys are dating somebody and they're possessive and they're controlling and they end up unaliving their partner because they can't control their emotion? Because men do get emotional; they're unstable. I think it's more unstable than emotionally
How does
emotional
that apply
issue
to this conversation, Brandon?
because that's what people do. We were talking about people being emotional. You were saying men don't be emotional. That's an emotional trait, being jealous and controlling.
Oh, okay, so you don't want your daughter to experience those
Those
intimate emotions
yeah.
that
If
early
you
in
don't
life.
have to, if you have to, or you're older and you feel like this, you it's worth trying to go through this because maybe I found a Travis Hunter or
Uh-huh.
somebody that's nice and he's I guess on the right path. Maybe okay, we'll see. But just somebody in the middle school that said they like you one day, no, it's just not worth trying to do.
Can your daughter have a boyfriend in high school?
Possibly. What year are we talking about? No, and
11th grade. They're
okay,
going to
yeah,
the prom.
for
11th
sure.
grade.
And that's what I was gonna say. In middle school, they have dances too. If she wants to have a dance, wants to go to the dance with somebody, I'm okay with that. She
So
had a school dance last year, and she was gonna go with somebody to the dance, but they ended up chickening out. So young, they want to go to the dance with you, but then they get scared because of peer pressure.
all right, so Brandon's daughter can't have a
My boy,
boyfriend
my
till she
boy.
turns 30. We figured that out.
Correct, correct.
Also, the school system is 2024. We are still facing systematic racism, prejudice, and discrimination in elementary school, people.
Yeah.
And also, Brandon said, just because you leave the skillet and jump into the fry pan, you still gonna get burned up. So it's different. You go to this school, you had to deal with these issues. You go to another school, you had to deal with other issues.
Yeah.
Brandon, I just want to say you're doing a good job.
I appreciate it. And like I say, if you didn't think I was doing a good job or you have an opinion that's different, because we talk about different things, I want you to always be like, Brandon, this is how I feel, because I think that's the best way to do. Give me your honest opinion about stuff. And you usually do, whether I want to hear it or not. I told you an incident with a neighbor and I was highly upset. And what'd you tell me to do? Don't
calm down.
Yeah.
Here's a bigger lesson. You follow the Bible, what the Bible will tell you to do. Calm and silent.
Mm-hmm.
That will piss people off because you following the lessons from the Bible.
That's true. That's true.
In Corinthians, I forgot what chapter. I forgot whatever. Corinthians. They said, treat your enemies when your enemy is thirsty. Mm-hmm. Give them water. You give them the water sometimes. It's like putting a coal of fire on their head because they been mean to you, but you still have enough God in you to be friendly or cordial towards
Romans chapter 12, verses 14 to 21, and I'll be reading from the New International Version. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath, for it is written, "It is mine to avenge. I will repay," says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he's thirsty, give something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.
Cordial is a good word. Yeah.
And Brandon don't need to talk wise. No, zero man need to talk or do anything while they're angry.
Okay. Because you don't make the best decisions, or it's just not a good. It's not a good way to move. You should be calm whenever you're making. What? Go ahead.
Because you are the biggest beast on the earth.
Mm.
You're a man. You got the power over everything on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is weaker than you. Why come to people with all that anger and you got all that power inside you? And quick to anger is a bad. A man that was a bad tipper, that's bad. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I got you.
Don't talk in anger. Let it calm down.
That's a good point. I like that.
So that's why I told you, Brandon, because Brandon came up there fired up. And you know what this mother clucker gonna say? He could say something.
Mm-hmm.
And if Brandon feel disrespected right there in anger.
Because there's been situations where I'm angry and I'm like, okay, I'm angry, but I'm in control. And I try to go out and have a conversation with somebody and I'm still out of control, even though I feel like I should be able to handle it. But you never know how you're going to control that anger because you can't control it. It's uncontrollable pretty much when you're angry.
Correct. Time you said I'm in anger, if I'm in control, you're on a boat.
Crash out.
You can make it to shore without sinking, but you may not.
Yeah, there you go.
But remove the anger and you feel what comes
Not
after
calm.
Anger? What comes after anger? You ain't angry, but you're upset or you have a concern or something.
Yeah. Okay. Are you bothered? You still bothered?
You bothered. Then you could come out there and talk. But anything that don't talk to me. Why angry? Shit, because you, like I say, I don't have no guns, but I may have a firearm.